Hey guys, Dylan here, making a video today, not only for my personal channel, but this video is also going to be featured in Bod Mod 101. Their channel, Atkins, from Atkins Ears messaged me on Facebook and offered me a spot to kind of go over some pain ratings about over my tattoos and some of my piercings, so I'm just going to go over that. Like I said, this is for their channel, so if I've been over some of this stuff in my old channel, you know, just like, or my personal channel, sorry, just kind of ignore it. It's for Bod Mod's channel, but I'm uploading it on my channel anyway. So that way he can download it from there. But I'm going to go over some pain ratings. I'm going to start with some piercings, some of the most commonly asked questions I get about them, pain-wise, and then some of the most commonly asked questions about my tattoos, orbited around the pain threshold and what I thought. So I'm going to start with piercings. I'm going to start with my bridge. The most commonly asked question I get towards my bridge, I mean, is kind of the question I guess everyone would get about their bridge, and it's normally the older people that would ask if it goes through the bone, like your nose bone, but I mean, it doesn't. I mean, that's the most ridiculous question anyone can ever ask you, if it goes through the bone, because it's just not possible. I don't think it's through the skin on like on the bridge. So if you can grab your bridge and like kind of pinch it, I mean, that's the skin it goes through. So I mean, it's not sore. I mean, for me personally, it was one of the easiest ones I've ever had. But you know, like I said, this could be this is just my pain threshold. So for me, it wasn't sore. But yeah, I mean, it takes a while for the piercer to get it straight, because it is your bridge piercing. So I mean, you can see from your eye, you can kind of see that it's not straight, or if it is straight. I mean, mine. I mean, it does look pretty straight. I mean, even if you look at someone on the street, you can tell right away if it's straight or not, because it's aligned with your eyes. So it does take quite a while to get straight, but it definitely is worth it. Definitely worth the pain as well, because there is no pain. So you know, it's kind of an easy piercing. The other piercing I get quite frequently asked about is my dimples. Like I said, guys, another ridiculous question I get is more of the older generation, and that's if the bar goes straight through my mouth and out the other side. And that's a ridiculous question. I mean, how the fuck's that possible? It doesn't. I mean, there are two separate bars, so you know, that's I mean, dimples. I've had my dimples done twice. I think I've had two sets of dimples, and they're not sore. They're not sore at all. I mean, it's not a very sensitive place. I mean, you might think it might be a bit sensitive because obviously of the thick skin it has to go through, but it's not. It's not that sore. I mean that, as far as piercings go, I mean, those are the two most frequently asked. I mean, my septum was a very sore one for me. My septum's at a 4 millimeter. I mean, that's on my septum, and stretching my septum was probably about as painful as getting it pierced. And for me, getting my septum pierced was the most pain I've ever been through my life. I mean, I have a link. I'll put the link below, my Facebook link. You can go to my videos, and obviously one of my older videos I got my septum pierced a few years ago. But that's a video of me getting it pierced, my reaction towards it. I'm sure Atkin won't mind putting my Facebook link up here somewhere, so you guys can go and check that video out. Also got a couple more videos on there about me getting some other piercings as well. But I mean, septum for me, like I said, it was ridiculously painful. Lips, not sore at all. I mean, I've had my lips done 20 plus times. I mean, I've had angel bites, snake bites, fucking viper. I've had every bites, you know, every bite you can think of. I've had. My lips have been done shitloads of times. And for me, lips are kind of painful, but definitely one of those piercings where the pain is over in a couple minutes. Then after that, you can, you know, it's fine. You don't really feel it. Like I said, guys, this is my piercing, so I mean, that's all my piercings I have now, actually. I've had a lot more piercings in the past. I've had fucking everything done. I've had my nostrils, belly button, everything. I've even had my wrist pierced, my hands pierced. I've even had my fucking thumb pierced. But you know, these are just the piercings I've had now. So you know, I'll move on to some tattoos now. The most frequent, fucking birds doing backflips out there. I think they're moving south for the cold weather. It's fucking freezing in Scotland. It's snowing and everything. It's snowing in the middle of, what's this month? This is March. January, February, March. It's coming on April and it's fucking snowing in Scotland. I mean, that's the weather for you over here, I guess. But anyway, the most commonly asked tattoo question I get is where my knuckles sore. My knuckles, quite frankly, weren't sore. And then again, you see people saying that it's sore because it's on the bone. But I'll let you know right now that I'm one of the most skinniest people you'll ever meet in your life. I mean, I am ridiculously skinny. I mean, if that bone thing applied, I mean, knuckles would be horrific for me because I've got live free on my knuckles. So I mean, they weren't sore for me. One of my easier tattoos. I mean, I've got my face done. I've got my throat done, my neck done. I've got my chest done. I've got my arms done. I got my feet done. I've got pretty much everything done. I even get my penis tattooed quite quite soon. So you know, but like I said, guys, knuckles weren't sore for me. Palm was a very very sore tattoo. I mean, I guess you can imagine the pain that I had to go through in my palm. Um, it was like someone was getting razor blades and cutting your palm with a razor, and then just like shoving something inside the cut and like pulling it back out again, and then getting sandpaper, and then it was a horrific experience. I mean, that was the same with my foot as well. Um, when I got my foot done, my foot was a really sensitive place, but I had sensitive feet to begin with anyway, so you know I had that extra one up on the pain there. I guess you could say. I mean, those are probably the most frequently asked questions about my tattoos when it comes to them, as well as my piercings as well. I have my ear stretched to a 34 millimeter. That's a 34 millimeter. I'm not sure how that translates into the metric system for you US people. I'm not sure how many inches that is or whatever. Like I said, that's the same with my septum as well. My septum's a 4 millimeter, so I'm not sure how that translates. So I'm really sorry. I guess you could just Google it. But so I mean, yeah, those are the most frequently asked questions. I mean, and then another question that Atkin messaged me asking me was at the bottom of the list of questions he gave me, and it was how acceptable are like is your social, you know what I mean, like is your social outlook, like how do people look at you when you go through when you're walking through the town? I mean, people do kind of stop and stare sometimes, knowing that I'm only young and having all the tattoos I have, and especially with my ear. I mean, when my ear's in, it's like fucking that. So I do get quite a lot of stares, and it's more from the older generation and the younger generation. So obviously they don't quite understand what's really going on publicly and with the new type of breed that are coming through, I guess you could say. So you know, social life for me is fine. I mean, I have friends. You know, family's pretty accepting of it. So yeah, it doesn't really bother me. But I mean, I guess that's the video finished. Like I said, this is gonna also be featured on my personal channel, so Atkin can download it from here and then put it onto his Bod Mod channel. So, you know, I want to give a big shout out to him. I'll put Atkin's ears, his personal YouTube channel. I'll put that link below here. I'll put my Facebook link below. And I'm sure when Atkin uploads this to Bod Mod, he won't mind putting my Facebook link up there. So you guys can check that out. Watch a couple of my videos. And subscribe, and definitely subscribe to Bod Mod 101. They're a really good informational channel, so when it comes to stuff like this. So, you know, like I said, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.